যে টসে মনে হয় ভালো লাগা এবং খারাপ লাগা একসাথে কাজ করে সেই টসের নাম হচ্ছে ফাইনাল টস এবং H&B প্রেজেন্টস রয়্যাল চ্যাম্পিয়ন্স ট্রফি সিজন 4 অ্যামেচার পাওয়ার বাই জার্সি স্মিথের আজকে ফাইনাল ডে কাপের ফাইনাল যেখানে মুখোমুখি হচ্ছে হেভিওয়েট দুটো দল টিম বিএমসি এবং তাদের প্রতিপক্ষ লায়লা ক্রিকেট ক্লাব। চল যেতে এই মুহূর্তে পরিচয় পড়বে। আমার সাথে রয়েছে বিএমসি ক্যাপ্টেন মিস্টার মারুফ, এর পাশেই রয়েছে লায়লা ক্রিকেট ক্লাবের ক্যাপ্টেন ইমরান এবং সর্বডানের রয়েছেন ম্যাচ রেফারি মিস্টার রাজু। চল যেতে চাই ম্যাচ রেফারির কাছে ভাইটাল এবং একই সাথে টুর্নামেন্টের ফাইনাল টসের জন্য। ব্যাংক স্কল এবং টসে জয়লাভ করেছে বিএমসি। প্রথমেই টসে জয়লাভ করার জন্য কংগ্রেচুলেশনস। টসে জিতে আসলে সিদ্ধান্ত কি আসছে?
আমরা ব্যাটিং করব।
যেহেতু একেবারেই রোদ বেশিক্ষণ দাঁড়ানো যাচ্ছে না, বলতে চাই আগে একেবারে শর্ট কোশ্চেন যে কত রানে করতে চাচ্ছেন আসলে?
এটা আমি কখনোই মেনশন করি না। সো সরি অ্যাবাউট দিস। সবাই যথেষ্ট ভালো এখানে, সবাই যথেষ্ট পাম্পড আপ ভালো খেলার জন্য অ্যান্ড বিগ ফাইনাল। সো আশা করি সবাই ভালোই করবে।
গুড লাক আপনার জন্য এবং আপনার দলের জন্য।
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
ইমরান, একটু কথা বলতে চাই। প্রতিপক্ষ দল বেস্ট অফ লাক জানিয়েছে, আপনারা আসলে কত রানের মধ্যে বাড়তে চাচ্ছেন?
আসলে
সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছে। ব্যাক টু দ্য
Teams over here are Laila Cricket Club and PMC. As we just had the second delivery of the game, Shobon, who just got off the mark in the very first ball, tucks it away for a single. This has been a great journey for both of the teams. We've had a long tournament so far, and in the end, this is the grand final, which will decide that which team among all the competing teams will end up becoming the champion of this H&B Royal Champions Trophy Season 4 Amateur. Shipon is bowling the first over with his left arm spin, and Shaun and Shobhon are the two batters on strike, the two openers for BMC. Got away, but very well fielded by the fielder at point. BMC are 3 without a loss after 4 deliveries, and we are, like I said, we are at the grand final. Tucked away by Shaun this time to get off the mark. Shipon has been bowling quite a decent over so far. He's been very tidy. He's been targeting the stumps, not tossing the ball up, but just bowling it flat into the stumps. And Laila Cricket Club, they've been one of the wondrous teams of this tournament. They've dominated their way through to the final. And tucked away once again by Shobhon. That ends the first over, and the score is 5 for none. We saw a 10 over encounter today as our first game. That was the plate final, which was played in a T10 version, and we saw 95 scored in the first innings, and which was chased down by the second innings. That shows that on this pitch it is batting friendly, and if the batting side can get their eye in, we are in for a run fest here. Riajul will bowl the second over, so pace from one end and spin from the other is a deadly combo. I think just captain and the fielding side are just trying to figure out which method will be more effective on this pitch. Do we go with pace or do we go with spin? I think in the very first game we saw that whenever you offered pace, it was quite easy for the batsman to get a hold of, and lack of pace was always difficult to time. And Riazul, the question now lies. Oh, there's some seam movement for Riazul. Angled in and got some seam movement away from Shaun, but Shaun was very skillful in opening the face of the bat and getting a single. Both the openers are very, very watchful for the moment. Just getting a feel for the wicket, whether there's any real seam movement or spin. But I think after a while, because there's field restrictions in play for the moment, for the very first 6 overs, so I think the batters will look to take advantage of the field restrictions, because if you can get ahead of the game in the first 6 overs, that is such an advantage. Shobhan now on strike. Once again, a bit of swing, and it's been cut away through the offside. But there is a deep point fielder who tidies up and keeps it down to a single. As we can see, the 2 fielders which are allowed outside the inner ring are on the offside, a third man and a deep point. So the line of the bowler has to be outside the line of the off stump. The field is set for his outswingers. Oh, slogged away on the leg side, and because of the field restrictions, it's running away, and that brings up the first boundary for BMC, and the first boundary comes from the bat of Shaun. That was a big hike across the line, but Shaun got a thickish inside edge, and because of the field restrictions, everyone is in the inner ring. All you have to do is clear the inner ring, and that's a certain boundary. So the idea from Shaun is right, is to charge the bowler. Oh, that's a good delivery by Riazul, bowling in that hard length corridor, not giving anything for the batsman to drive or cut. Riazul is not bowling with a lot of pace, hence Shaun is shown the bravery to charge down the pitch, and I think that is the way to go. The pitch does not look like it's offering a lot of pace, but if you can get yourself in, then there's a lot of runs to be had. From the first game, we saw that both the openers from both sides struggled, but it was the middle order and the lower middle order who came to the rescue. And if BMC can keep their wickets intact for the first 4-5 overs, there's a lot of runs to be had. But they also have to be in the mood to take advantage of the batting restrictions, the fielding restrictions, sorry. A big appeal for LBW, but I think that was going down the leg side, and Shaun will sneak in a leg by. Bring Shobhan back on strike. Both the batters have gotten off to a very sedate start. 11 on the board. The current run rate is 6 runs per over, which will take them to a score of 120 after 20 overs, but I think they'll be eyeing something much, much higher than that. Shobhan cut away, and that will be fielded by that point fielder. Riazul bowling to his field, and that's the end of the second over. The score is 12 for none. Shobhan and Shaun both very similar names, and Shipon the bowler, 3 very similar names are on show at the moment. Yeah, Shipon continues with the ploy of bowling stump to stump. Is targeting that middle stump area. Don't have to turn the ball, especially in T20 cricket. If you can tie the batsman down with your arm deliveries, and the one that spins away can work as the variation over here. It's not about turning the ball, it's the one that goes straight on that works as a variation. And that's been pulled away and misfield by the fielder at short mid wicket, and that goes to the boundary. That was poor fielding. It was a very good shot by Shobhan. Played it with a lot of power, but now he is starting to find his feet, starting to find his timing, and BMC are starting to look good now. That was a short delivery. With the pace that Shipon is bowling, you expect him to be bowling a bit short, but that was a bit too short. Once again, pitched up, but defended straight back to the bowler. Bye. It's been hit away, and the short third man fielder takes the catch. A top edge from Shobhan ends up in the hands of that short third man fielder. It was a very good catch. He was running back, trying to cover ground, and in the end he was able to gobble it up. And Shobhan, after hitting 2 boundaries, who was looking very good at the crease, was looking set, now has to take the long walk back. And it's good bowling from Shipon. After being hit for a boundary, he comes back with a wicket. He was looking to go over extra cover, but got a thickish outside edge. And Rakib is the fielder who took a brilliant catch to dismiss Shobhan. I beg your pardon. It's very hot today, and you can see the fielders are taking frequent drinks breaks. We also had a lot of delays in the first game because of the weather. It's not ideal for cricket whatsoever, but kudos to the player, kudos to the tournament officials for organizing such a good league. It went all the way through from winter to summer. It has been a long tournament, and today is the greatly awaited final, which will decide that which team will come out victorious in this tournament, who will be the reigning champions. Shipon has picked up a wicket. He's bowled very well. He's bowled 10 deliveries and given away only 8 runs. Shoykot is the new batsman in. A lot of S on show tonight. Shobhan, Shaun, Shoykot and Shipon. Shoykot will take guard now. Another right-hander, replacing a right-hander. So the two right-handers at the crease, ideal for a left-arm off spinner. Bowled into the pitch. Can't beat the inner ring. Beating the inner ring is a bit of a challenge, especially during the power play, because there are 7 men and 5 of them are on the offside. So piercing that offside region is very, very difficult. That's a wide delivery, but not given as a wide by the umpire. The batsman is a bit disappointed, but that ends over number 3 with the score at 16 for 1. It's been a similar pattern in both the games today, that the openers have all struggled to get going, but whenever the ball has gotten older,